Hi, my name's Gwen, and this is a Hatha practice today. Hatha yoga, the word Hatha means sun and moon, and it's encompassing sort of all of the body's, all the movements of the body. And in this practice, if you would like to use blocks, they're good to have. They're not necessary, but if you want to use blocks, they're there, and a strap if you feel like you might need that. If you don't have a strap handy at home, a belt works, a towel, a long stretchy sock, anything like that would be useful. Otherwise, this practice you also need a mat, and you need to be able to get up and down comfortably from the mat. We will start in a seated position and work through some movements here, and then come down to our belly, and then come back up, hands and knees, and then to a standing position with a lot of standing poses, and then back down to the mat. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's begin. Let's begin our Hatha practice today. So we want to come to a comfortable seated pose. When you sit cross-legged like this at the ankles, this is called Sukhasana. My kids used to call this crisscross applesauce. So whatever is comfortable for you, just sit cross-legged. Lift up tall through the spine, and let's lower your right ear to your right shoulder. You're going to take the right hand, and let the right hand rest right above the left ear. So the weight of the arm is the natural weight. You're just letting the arm go limp, and then reaching your left arm to the mat, creating a big stretch through the muscles. You may even feel this out into the edge of the shoulder. Big deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Try to inhale through your nose. You can exhale through your mouth. I know it may be sometimes hard to breathe through your nose, so if that's an issue, please don't get hung up on it. Just breathe however you can. Inhale, big breath. Exhale and relax. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. And then release. Now lift your head back up to center. Get long again. And lower to your left. Take your left hand, let it rest above the right ear. Let the arm go limp. Really be aware of the stretch. Notice what's happening from the shoulder through the neck. Breathe deep. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. One more. And release. Roll your shoulders back. And then reverse. Come forward. And then take your hands and reach behind your back. Lace your fingers together. And as you begin to straighten your elbows, you're sinking your knuckles towards the mat. They may not reach the mat, that's okay, but you're sinking in that direction and really rolling your shoulders back. Begin to feel a lot of stretch through the collarbones, through the upper shoulder, even into the neck a little bit. Keep working that breath. Now we're going to turn to your left. So looking to your left, look over that left shoulder as far as you can. Inhale. Breathe in, breathe deep, and then come back to center. Big deep breath, and turn to the other side. And again, breathe in, breathe out. And back to center. And then release your hands. Bring your hands back to your thighs. Let's take another big breath. And then bring your chin towards your chest. Take both hands Let them rest behind your head. You can lace your fingers together. And slowly turn the head side to side. And then lift back up. Relax the arms and relax the breath. Let's extend your right arm up, getting very long, from the right hip, all the way up through the ribs, through the arm, and lean into your left. Your hand can come to the mat. If you want, you can bring your elbow down, so whatever feels good to you while keeping both of your hips on the floor. If you're not comfortable all the way down here, just come down however far you can. Let your hands rest. Reach that right arm as far as you can, close to your right ear, lengthening through the right side of the body. Inhale, come back up. Extend, reach up through the left arm, get long, and then lean to your right. Keep that left arm by your left ear, lengthening, breathing deep. And then inhale, come back up. Take a breath and relax. Now let's take your left hand and hold on to the right knee. Bring your right hand behind and twist. Look over the shoulder as far as you can. Try to keep your back nice and tall. And then unwind and bring your right arm to the left knee and left arm behind and twist. And come back to center. And let's sweep both arms up. Then exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, and down. One more, inhale up. Exhale, and down. Now this time bring your arms up and let's bow forward. Try to keep your hips on the mat. Bring your hands down. Come down however far you can. If you can come down to your hands, that's fine. If you can come down to your elbows, whatever works. We're letting the upper body hang forward. We're not forcing, we're not pulling. We're just supporting with the hands and letting the upper body come forward. Close your eyes. Let the weight of the torso take over. Relax the head. Now inhale, lift your head, and let's bring your hands wider than your shoulders. And we're shifting from side to side. So you're going to lean your torso to one side. Take a breath. Come back and lean to the other side. Take a breath. And center, and side, and center, and side, and center, and side, and center, and side. Come back up, walk the hands back in, and relax for a moment. Now let's extend the arms out in T-pose. Make a loose fist with your hands and shift, rolling your shoulders and your arms forward and then back. And forward and back and forward and back and forward and back. And make little circles. And then reverse. And relax. Take your left arm, bring it across your chest. Hug that arm in, pull it in, feel that stretch through the shoulders, through the upper arm. Breathe deep. And release. Bring the right arm across, hug it in. And release. And let's come on to all fours. So we're going to come into what we call tabletop. This is a hands and knees pose. Knees are about as wide as your hips. Hands are about as wide as your shoulders. So we're going to create a sway back shape. This is called cow pose. You let the belly drop and then arch the back, look ahead, and then exhale and round the back. Look at your knees. So this part is cow, the sway back shape. And then when we round, this is called cat. It's like an angry cat, looking, letting the back arch up. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, gaze at your knees. Inhale up. Exhale, look at the knees. And then one more. Look at the knees. And come back to tabletop and neutral spine. Let's extend your left arm forward and your right leg back. Take a few breaths right here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now let's bring the elbow to your knee and then reach again. Elbow to knee and reach. Elbow to knee and reach and release. Left leg, right arm. Work your breath. And then knee to elbow, extend, knee to elbow, and reach. One more, and reach, and release. Now let's walk the legs back and come onto your belly. Make a pillow with your hands or forearms and let your elbows wing out. Turn your head to the side and rest your head on your arms. Take a few deep breaths here. Close your eyes. Inhaling and exhaling. Now inhale, lift your head, turn to the other side. Let's slide your hands back, bring them underneath your shoulders. Press the hands down and squeeze your elbows into your ribs. Inhale, lift the head. Lift the shoulders, lift the feet and legs, and lift your hands a few inches, really squeezing the elbows in. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale and release. Bring the forehead down. Take a few breaths. Then lift your head. Now bring your hands back, palms up, and drop your chin. You want the back of your neck to be really long. So drop your chin, you're looking at the mat, lift the right arm up and the left leg. Two more deep breaths. And release. Rest for a breath. Lift the head up again and lift the left arm and right leg. And release. Take a breath, relax. And then let's lift both arms and both legs. And release. Bring your left arm forward and extend the arm forward, palm on the mat, bend your right knee. See if you can reach your right ankle or the top of your foot. You're pulling in towards your right hip. Lift your torso, press the hand firmly into the mat, lift through the elbow, look ahead. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, inhale, and this time push the heel or the foot away from the hip, so creating a little bit more of a back bend here. And release. Bring the right arm forward, bend the knee, reach back, find your foot, pull the heel in, lift through the elbow, and then push the foot away from the hip. And release. Again, make a pillow for the head. Rock your hips a little bit side to side. Let's bend your knees and wave your legs side to side like windshield wipers. And then come back to center and bring your arms back. And let's inhale and reach back, lifting the knees however much you can. It might just be an inch, might be a little more than that. Just come into however much you can. Breathe in, breathe out. And release. Now bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And let's lift, coming back into tabletop. Widen your knees and sink your bum back to your heels. Extend the arms forward and let the head rest on the mat. This is called child's pose. Then inhale, and let's come into tabletop again. Take a big breath. Walk your hands back, and let's lift tall. Tuck your right foot in, and we're going into a build-up to camel pose. So you bring your right hand back. Now this is a bit of a back bend and a twist combined. So you're centering your chest with the right corner of the mat, and then extend your left arm up. Get real long. If you can't reach your foot, you can bring your hand to your glute or your thigh, whatever you can reach here. And extend that left arm up, keep it back by your left ear, reach back, send your hips forward, and look up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and out. And release. And same thing, other side. Tuck your left foot in. Center your chest with the left corner of the mat. Reach the left hand back, either to the heel or the thigh or the glute. Reach your right arm up. Bring it back by your ear. Hips forward, shoulders back. And come back up. Again, let's come into child's pose. Knees go wide. We're going to come into a different version. Sink your hips back and bring the arms back by your side, forehead to the mat. Let your shoulders and elbows sink towards the mat. And then inhale, bring your hands forward, lift back into tabletop. Tuck your toes in, and let's lift into downward dog. In downward dog, look at your feet. They're about as wide as your hips. Send the weight back into the legs. Bring your hands are about as wide as your shoulders. Let the head and neck relax. Bend your knees if you want. Big deep breath. Let's inhale and lift your right leg up. Get nice and high. And then bring the knee to your nose. And extend the leg back up. Knee to your right elbow. And reach back up. Knee to your left elbow. And up. One more. Knee to nose. One more set. And up. Knee to elbow. And up. Knee to other elbow. And up. And let's sweep the right foot forward between your legs, or between your hands, sorry. Let's bring your blocks, if you want to use them. You don't have to use blocks, but if you want, you frame your blocks over around your foot. Bend the front knee and look ahead. Sink through the hips, work your breath. Now you can have your blocks any height you like. You can have them at the lowest level, midway, or up really high, whatever feels good to you today. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the middle. Work that breath. And then lower your left knee. Take a breath here. And if you like, you can lower your left block, or you can move it out of the way and bring your left hand to the mat. And let's twist, looking over your right shoulder, extending the right arm up. And release, and extend your right leg out straight and flex your foot. So try to stack your left hip above your left knee. And then center your chest over the front leg. Take a breath, flex your foot, and bow forward over the front leg. Inhale, lift up, and bend the right knee, right foot flat, and lift up. Now here you may feel a little wobbly, and if you do, walk your right foot over a couple inches to the right. And let's reach your arms up, link your thumbs together, resist pulling them apart, and draw the arms back. Send your hip bones forward, create a little back bend, shoulders back, look up, breathe in, breathe out. And then release the arms. Let's clasp your hands together, straighten the elbows behind your back, and sink your knuckles down, creating a little more back bend. Heart forward, hands reaching down, look up. Squeeze inner thighs towards the middle. And release. Big deep breath. Set your blocks aside. Plant your hands, down dog position, tuck the back foot in and step back into down dog. Pedal, wiggle your hips, sink the weight back, let the head hang. Take a few deep breaths here. And then inhale and lift the left leg up. Bend the knee and come forward, knee to elbow, and back, knee to other elbow, and back. And I forgot to do nose, knee to nose, and back. Again, knee to nose, and back, knee to elbow, and back, and knee to other elbow, and back. Now sweep your left foot forward. If it doesn't come all the way, reach down and help it along. If you want to use blocks, again, have your blocks handy. Sink through the hips. Look ahead. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the middle. And then lower the left knee. And if you want, you can bring your block to the low level or set it aside and bring your hand all the way to the mat. And turn, extend the left arm up, look up at the left hand. And then release. Extend your left leg out. Straighten the leg, flex the foot. Try to stack your right hip over your right knee and bow forward. Inhale, lift up, bend the knee, And again, if you feel wobbly, walk your foot over a few inches to the left. Let's link your thumbs together. Reach up, resist pulling your thumbs apart. Get long, point the fingers to the wall behind you, hips forward, shoulders back. Work your breath. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the middle. And then release. Reach back, clasp your hands together, roll the shoulders back, straighten the elbows. Here we're sinking the knuckles towards the mat, creating a greater back bend, looking up. Really reach back. Breathe deep. And release. Move the blocks aside. Plant your hands, tuck your back foot in, and step back into down dog. Pedal and wiggle. Then inhale and step to the front of the mat. Lift up halfway, bow forward, sweep the arms out and up, hands down to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. We're going into sun salutation A. Plant your hands, step back into plank, the top of a push-up, and then lower to the mat. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, downward dog. Send the weight away from the wrist. Relax the neck. Make sure you're looking at your ankles, that you're not collapsing inward. You want to roll those ankle bones outward. Sink the heels down, bend the knees if that feels good. And then inhale and step to the front of the mat. Lift up halfway, bow forward, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back into plank. Lower to the mat. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, downward dog. Send the weight away from the wrist. Feel free to wiggle around when you're in down dog. Inhale, step to the front. Lift up halfway. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, big step back into plank. Lower to the mat. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, downward dog. Send the weight back into the legs. Work your breath. Inhale, step to the front of the mat. Lift up halfway. Bow forward. Sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Lift up halfway. Step back into plank. Lower to the mat. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, downward dog. Pedal the feet. Wiggle the hips. Work the breath. Inhale, come to the front of the mat. Lift up halfway. Exhale, bow forward. Big, deep stretch. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a big, deep breath here. And then let's sweep the arms up and reach for the right wrist. Get really long. Lean in to the left side. And come back up. Clasp the opposite wrist, the left wrist, and lean into the right. And come back up and release. And let's step your right leg back, coming into warrior one. So this is a high lunge. You want your right foot at a 45-degree angle. You're squeezing your inner thighs towards the middle and bending the left knee. It's a pretty wide stance, and we want to keep your torso vertical. It's real tempting to hunch forward or arch back a little too far. So try to concentrate on being pretty vertical here. So the torso is really balanced in a sense between the legs. So the left knee is stacked over the left heel, squeezing those inner thighs towards one another or towards the middle, and reach your arms up. Nice and long through the arms. There's a lot of energy there, but try not to hunch your shoulders. You want to have some space between the shoulders and the earlobes. Keep working that breath. Inhale and exhale. And then let's turn and come into warrior two. So it's the same leg position, but the hips line up with the long edge of your mat. Your arms are in T-pose. Look over your left hand. Then turn the left palm all the way up. Lower the right hand. Reach up and back. Look up at your arm. And come back and relax. Step to the front of the mat. Shake it out. Step your left leg back. Again, it's a high lunge, left foot at a 45-degree angle. We do that to protect the knee. Bend the right knee. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the midline and reach up. And then come into warrior two. Arms in T-pose, hips and chest turn, legs remain where they are. Look over the right hand. Turn the palm up. Reach up and back. And then release and step to the front of the mat. Walk it out. Big deep breath. And then sweep your arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Walk your feet out about as wide as the mat. Knees are soft. Clasp your hands again to the opposite elbow and gently sway side to side. And then relax the arms, come back to center. Lift up halfway, walk the feet in. We're going to come into a seated pose from here. So take a moment and then bend your knees. You're dropping your hips and sink your bum back, extending the legs out in front of you, coming into a seated position. Find your sit bones. Take a deep breath and lift up tall. With the legs extended straight out in front, we're bowing forward. We're bending from the hip crease. This is a seated forward fold. If you want to use your strap or a towel, you can. You can wrap it around the soles of your feet and bend the elbows, keep the back flat, and come forward. Come forward however far you can while keeping the back straight. It's not real important that it's all the way down. What's important is keeping the back flat. So keep the back flat, send the heart forward, relax as best you can, relax the neck, and close your eyes. And inhale, come back up, take a big breath. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. Draw the heels in. Point the knees right and left. Place your fingers around your toes. Don't pull up on the feet though. Keep the feet pressing into the mat. Lift through the heart. And again, it's the same idea, flat back, coming forward. It may be a little, it may be a lot, but don't worry about how far you come. Just try to keep the back long. Keep the back fairly flat and relax your neck. Then inhale, come back up. Bring the knees up and let's lie back on the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit, side to side. And then lower the left leg. We're crossing the right thigh very tightly over. And you're bringing your knees to your chest. You're going to flex your feet and reach up, hold on to your shins. And pull, aiming your head towards your knees. Pull as close to your body as you can. Hold and breathe. Then keep the legs crossed, but lower the feet. Arms go out in T-pose. Lift your bum, scoot it over to the right. Drop your knees to the left. And then see if you can straighten your right leg, holding onto your right foot with your left hand. Looking to your right, breathing deeply. Then take your right thumb. We're going to bring this thumb and place it in the hip crease. So you're going to press your thumb right into the center of that hip crease, deep into the muscle, and see if you can soften and maybe release a little bit. Find that breath, breathe in, breathe out. It is called a trigger point here we're reaching for with the thumb. Just kind of sinking in, inviting that muscle to release a little bit more. One more big breath. And release. Bend the knee. Come back to center. Square the hips up. Cross the left thigh, tightly over. Knees up. Hold on to your shins. Flex your feet. Aim your head towards your knees. And then release. Arms out in T-pose. Lift your bum. Scoot it to the left. Knees go right. Straighten the left leg. Hold on to the foot with your right hand. And take your left thumb. Press it into the center of that muscle in the hip crease. Roll your left shoulder back. Look to the left. Take a few deep breaths. And release. We're going to come into Shavasana. Square your hips up. Lie back. Feel free to bend the knees or straighten the legs. Arms can be palms up or hands resting on your belly. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Take a big deep breath. Bend your knees, turn to your side. And let's come up to a seated pose. Bring your hands together. And we bow to one another. Namaste.